Hey, so I gotta check out the Samsung Galaxy S22 lineup a few days before its official release, and I've gotta say, the Galaxy S22 lineup is looking pretty interesting. I'm not gonna say the S22 and S22 Plus are major upgrades because they aren't at the end of the day. If you look at the design, they're pretty similar to the Galaxy S21 and the S21 Plus respectively, although when it comes to the Galaxy S22 Ultra, you get some big changes. So remember when the Galaxy Note series was discontinued by Samsung last year? Well, the Galaxy S22 Ultra is a resurrection of this device, and to be honest, it was required. It's got the S Pen inbuilt inside the smartphone. It's also got a new camera layout, which we'll get to in just a bit, and it's got this rectangular design. And to be honest, even though it has a 6.8-inch display, it's 8.9 millimeters in thickness and around 220 grams, it doesn't feel that way. It's very compact, nicely built in the hand, and if you compare it side by side with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, it's actually bigger than the iPhone, although it feels more comfortable in the hand, which is just sheer sort of props to Samsung for making sure the design is perfect in the hand, despite of me having smaller than average hands. Now, when it comes to the Galaxy S22 and S22 Plus, I just want to say design is pretty identical. It's not going to be that radical change that the Galaxy S22 Ultra is, although you do get a 6.1-inch and a 6.6-inch panel. So these are both full HD Plus panels with a full 120Hz refresh rate, dynamic AMOLED 2X, all of that good stuff. And the Galaxy S22 Ultra has a 6.8-inch, like I mentioned, Quad HD Plus 120Hz dynamic AMOLED 2X panel with a peak brightness of 1750 nits. So even when you compare it to the likes of the Galaxy S21 Ultra, you're going to get such better performance in direct sunlight, and that's something that I can vouch for because I did see a difference side by side. Okay, so with these being Samsung panels, there's nothing to complain about when it comes to immersiveness and just how multimedia looks. You are getting the O-dot design for the display, so there's no under-display camera, and the display is curved on the Galaxy S22 Ultra and flat on the S22 and S22 Plus. I really didn't have much time to look at multimedia extensively, but with the videos that I did see, it looked very crisp, and 4K and even 8K video on YouTube played phenomenally, and the speakers were actually pretty good too. I didn't have a chance to compare with the older generation nor with the likes of other flagships, but I'm sure if you're doing multimedia consumption in a moderately loud environment, these speakers are going to be just fine. And to top off design, the material choices on the Galaxy S22 series are also pretty premium. The Galaxy S22 Ultra has Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front as well as the back. It's also got IP68 certification as well as Armor Aluminium Plus across all of these three different devices. So when it comes to overall durability, you're pretty much covered. You also get different colors for your preference, and I personally like the white as well as this greenish blue color on the S22 Ultra, but let me know which one you prefer down in the comments. Now, when it comes to actual processing power, that's where things start to get interesting. Over the years, we've seen the Exynos version of these smartphones come to the UAE, although with this year, we're getting the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 powered Galaxy S22 lineup, which is amazing, but at the same time, I was looking forward to the Exynos version given the fact that it's got AMD graphics on the processor, but I think because of the chip shortage and them not being able to produce much, they're going with the 8 Gen 1, which I'm not complaining about. The 8 Gen 1 has some amazing performance as well as some good sort of efficiency characteristics that the Exynos one lacked, and I am interested to see how this fares when I do have a side-by-side between the Exynos as well as the Snapdragon. I'm looking forward to doing that in the near future, so if you are interested in that sort of video, make sure to like and subscribe down below. There's also a base 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage on the device, and software-wise, you're looking at Android 12 as well as One UI 4, and I've got to say, when it comes to software, the experience is incredibly smooth. I was scrolling through each of these smartphones and it looked pretty good. The 120Hz display as well just makes everything flow like butter on the display, and that's something I am enjoying. The S Pen, of course, is an added benefit for the S22 Ultra, although if you are looking for one-handed use and ease of use, the Galaxy S22 is actually a pretty good choice, and if you're looking for a middle ground, then of course the S22 Plus is the one for you. Alright, so far we've touched on performance, we've touched on design, we've touched on internals, but let's talk about the cameras and the battery life of these smartphones. The cameras, I can't really tell you much except the specifications. Over the S21 and S21 Plus, the camera units are completely different. The S21 series had a 64 megapixel telephoto lens. This time you've got a primary 50 megapixel wide lens alongside a 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens on the S22 and S22 Plus. So a major difference when compared to last year, and definitely an interesting one, and I do want to try it out side by side. The S22 Ultra though, it retains the same hardware, but you've got tons of different features which are also somewhat similar on the S22 and S22 Plus. So primary 108 megapixel camera on the Ultra alongside two 10 megapixel telephoto lenses, one with 3x optical and one with 10x optical zoom, as well as a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens for the overall package. All of these cameras across all of these different smartphones can do 4K 60 FPS video, and you've got things like night mode improvements, you've got a better super steady mode, you've got things like 108 megapixel 9-in-1 non-binning technology that's reserved for the S22 Ultra. You've also got better low light videography and better low light performance overall. So these are things that I do want to test out. There's an improved portrait mode. There's a mode on these devices to make sure that tracking in video is done seamlessly and automatically, and all of these different things. While I do want to test out, I couldn't because of the situation there and the way it was designed. I want to take these out for a spin and really give you guys my impressions on the camera. Something we did try though, which was really fun, was test out the zoom capabilities of these smartphones, all the way from 0.6x ultra wide to a 100x space zoom, and you can see the quality for yourself on screen. And there you have it. That's a brief look at the Galaxy S22 lineup. There's a ton of other things that I want to discuss, but I'm going to reserve that for more of a detailed judgment if I do get my hands on these devices. I do want to finish with the battery capacities of these smartphones. It's a 3,700 milliamp hour battery on the S22, a 4,500 on the S22 Plus, and a 5,000 milliamp hour battery on the S22 Ultra, despite of that space taken by the S Pen. So Samsung has done an incredible job of retaining the same battery on the Ultra variant. The Ultra and the Plus also supports 45 watt wired charging, whereas the regular S22 only has 25 watt, and all three across the board support 15 watt wireless charging. And yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and let me know what you want to see in specific with these smartphones. If I do get my hands on any of these, I'll be sure to bring some content on this channel. But yeah, this was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.